Hey, sports porchers! It's your hockey Jesus, and I'm back with Game 9 analysis of the Pittsburgh Penguins at the Edmonton Oilers. Well, the Pittsburgh Penguins are continuing their run on the West Coast. This is their third, and tomorrow night will be their fourth and final game of the West Coast trip. And tonight, there was nothing good going on for the Pittsburgh Penguins as they lose 4-0 in Edmonton. And honestly, this should have been an 8 or 9-0 game. It was that bad. And it was that bad from the very beginning. The Pittsburgh Penguins got outshot something like 19 or 20 to 5 in the first period. And the only person standing between the goal and goals being scored was your guy, Mr. Ned. I said Ned. That's not true because it was Bloomquist. Joel Bloomquist was in goal tonight, and it's clear that Joel Bloomquist is 100% for sure the starting goalie for these Pittsburgh Penguins. He just manages to keep the Pittsburgh Penguins in games where they absolutely have no business being in. Being outshot 20 to 5 in the first period, a team like Edmonton, Edmonton should have easily have had 3 or 4 goals, and they were very frustrated. It actually looked like at one point in the second period when the Penguins decided to start playing, and they barely played in the second period, to be honest. But they did get a few chances in the second period. If the Penguins could have scored there, it might have been a different game, but probably not. Leon Draisaitl did score with 7 minutes left in the period, and then Evan Bouchard scored again in the second period at the 17:35 mark. That's about 2.5 minutes left in the period. That goal was actually challenged, and I'm not going to complain about the challenge. You can't see where that puck was. It could have easily been one way or the other. And I always say, if you have to absolutely tell that puck is touching that line, there was no way to absolutely tell that the way it was sitting up against the stick, the way the skate was raised up. By the way, I do like that and this is not this is a relatively new call where the skate doesn't have to be on the ice. As long as it's touching the blue line, then you're considered onside. I don't have a problem with that second goal. Just because if the Penguins have to rely on these gimmicks to keep them in the game, they're not going to be in the game very much when it comes down to it. So you listen to the announcers. TK was saying, Sully's going to rally them. They're going to make a comeback in the third period. And what happens in the first 15 seconds? Ryan Nugent-Hopkins scores a goal. That was really it. I mean, it was over before that. Let's be honest. The Pittsburgh Penguins did not come to Edmonton to play a hockey game tonight. I think they came to make a point about not playing. And honestly, I think at this point, you really have to think that Sully is on the hot seat. I know that Fenway Sports Group, this is the management. These are basically the owners of the Pittsburgh Penguins, have no plans to change out Sully. But I said if they go on the West Coast trip and they don't win any games, now I know they did get a loser point the other night in Calgary. Let's set that aside because I still believe that's a loss. But they did get 1 point on this trip so far. If they come out and play a similar game in Vancouver, this team does not want to play for Sullivan anymore. I'll be honest. And it's really kind of sad to watch because I've been thinking about the Pittsburgh Penguins and, whether or not I should really, get upset about the fact that they're playing so terrible. This is unprecedented for the hockey Jesus. I have never seen a team that has been together for this long. In fact, nobody has seen a team that's been put together for so long basically just try and make it last one more time when everybody knows there's nothing left in the gas tank. The gas tank is completely empty. They're just playing on nostalgia. They're just playing on, getting to the next milestone. And honestly, I'm okay with that because we've made that decision 3 or 4 years ago when we decided to keep the whole team together, that we would just ride this out into the sunset. And honestly, this is what's happening. Here's the problem with the Pittsburgh Penguins and the point situation. They've now played eight. They've now played 9 games, and they only have 7 points. That means that they are on target to get 63 to 64 points this season. That puts them on par with Columbus, who last year had 66 points and was a lottery pick. That's how bad it is for your and my Pittsburgh Penguins. So tonight, the Pittsburgh Penguins, they lost. They lost big, and it's looking like they're tanking on purpose in some cases. The only spark, and this was a very small spark, and I don't even think he wanted to do it, was Pettersson in the third period when Arvidsson kind of fell down in the corner. Yeah, he probably pushed him a little bit. And Darnell Nurse said, "You're a punk, let's go." And you know what, Pettersson, good for you. You should not be the guy that have to do that, but let's face it, somebody's got to give this team a spark. It doesn't look like it's coming from the coaching staff. It's certainly not coming from the players. They just look like they're out there skating in circles. And if they do it again tomorrow in Vancouver, similar results will happen. So tonight, the Pittsburgh Penguins lose. They move to 3-6 on the season with 7 points. I know there's that one at the end. We don't do that here. I'm sorry if you like that one at the end, but it was a loss. So they're 3-6 with 7 points on the season. And off to Vancouver. The Penguins are flying there tonight. We'll get to watch them tomorrow night. I really hope they come at it. By the way, I forgot to mention this. You will not see Tristan Jarry. They sent him home. He's just not ready to play yet. Either his head or something physically wrong with him. Most likely, it's up here. He's going to need to get it together because I don't think Ned's going to be the guy. But hey, Ned's going to get a chance tomorrow night. He looked okay, in that 1-point game against Calgary. Let's see if he can still win tomorrow. Hey, I'm very disappointed in the way the season has started, but it makes for good fun to watch, and it makes for good drama. So, let's go, Pens. Stop back here tomorrow night and catch the Hockey Jesus. I will be here. I don't care how many games they lose. I will be here after every game. Hit that subscribe button. I will bring you the truth about what's happening with the Pittsburgh Penguins. And right now, none of it is good. They're on a 4-game losing streak. Let's see if tomorrow night they can end that. And I'll see you tomorrow night.